We're joined now by Brewers skipper Craig Counsell in his 8th season with the club. And Craig, thanks for being with us today. Let's get to the ugly stuff first. JC Mejia being suspended by the league for 80 games for PED usage. Your take on that, and what does that mean for your bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, and we've had some bullpen injuries and losses over the last couple of weeks. So it's kind of the next guy up as far as the bullpen's concerned. And right now that's Trevor Kelly's getting an opportunity. But we know kind of the bullpen, they all got to pull their weight. And if they do that, we'll be fine.
Jandel Gustave and Jake Cousins dealing with some injuries as well in that bullpen, as you mentioned. What can you tell us about their progress?
Yeah, Yandel has a right hamstring strain. That's gonna be about 6 weeks. He's back on the mend and working, but it's gonna be a little bit. Jake Cousins, a little more serious with a ligament issue. We're gonna try the conservative route and just rehab it and see where we're at in 6 to 8 weeks, and hopefully he can begin throwing at that point.
All right, let's talk about some good stuff in that bullpen. And when you talk about the Brewers bullpen and good stuff, you talk about Josh Hader. And I don't know how this is possible, Craig, but how is he having an even better year so far, a great stretch of his career than we've even seen in the past? How is he doing that?
Yeah, whenever we talk about Josh, it's hard to find it seems like how is he going to get better, and he finds a way to get better, and that's just a real credit to who he is as a baseball player and how he's curious to get better and always seeking to get better. If anything, he's putting pitches exactly where he wants them, and I feel like he's the way he's kind of training himself, preparing himself. He's just locked in when he steps on the mound, and that's a credit to him. His velocity is probably as good as it's ever been, and he's just in a great place, and he continues to find a way to just be a little bit more consistent, be a little better in this area, be a little better in that area, and it leads to just some incredible results.
Yeah, he is being absolutely ridiculous this season. Seems like he is that way year after year, the longest active scoreless streak in the majors. Okay, from the position player standpoint, a couple of key injuries, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but you guys are still holding your own despite injuries to key players. Willie Adames going on the IL today, and still not expecting Andrew McCutchen back off of the COVID IL. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, we were really lucky and healthy the first month. At some point you're going to face injuries. That's part of the major league season, and they've like I said, the last couple of weeks, both on our pitching staff and position players, they've bit us a little bit. So we're going to get Kutch back this weekend. He was dealing with COVID and just trying to get him back into baseball shape and feeling good, and that should be this weekend. With Willie, he's got a high ankle sprain. He did it on a slide in Miami, kind of just a strange play. And the high ankle sprains are a little tricky. He came in yesterday feeling really good, but we're going to be conservative here. We know high ankle sprains, although not a common baseball injury, they're slow healers, and they just take a little while to get comfortable with. There's a little risk associated with them, so we're going to be cautious. And get him back as soon as we can, but we obviously miss those guys, and it'll be good to get Kutch back this weekend.
No question about it, to get Kutch back in that lineup potentially on Friday, and you need him against everybody, particularly left-handed starters. How key will that be to get him back in that lineup? One of your hottest hitters before he went on the IL.
Yeah, we've struggled a little bit against left-handers, but I don't think it's one of those fun with numbers kind of thing. You're going to have some area of the game where you're not performing, peak wise. But I really like our lineup against lefties. I think we got good matchups. We just haven't done it so far. We will. But obviously Andrew and Kutch is one of those guys that is key for us against left-handed pitch, and he's been so good throughout his career against lefties. And so, to get him back in there will certainly help that cause.
All right, Corbin Burnes on the hill for you guys tonight, Skip, against Max Fried of the Atlanta Braves. How do we get Corbin Burnes some more run support? I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happened to Brandon Woodruff last year a little bit, and it's a little bit Corbin's. He pitched opening day, and so he's in the he's faced the number one starters for a lot of other teams. He faced Pablo Lopez last weekend in Miami, and they both pitched gems of a game, and we had a tough time scoring, ended up scoring late, but that's what happens when you pitch against other teams' aces. You're gonna be in for a low-scoring matchup, and Corbin's done his job every time. And Corbin's job is he's go up, put zeros up there, and he can't worry about the offense. He doesn't get to hit this year and contribute in that area. But he's done a great job putting up zeros, and if he continues to do that, we're gonna win games when he pitches.
The one thing I've always liked about the Milwaukee Brewers, just as a community, as an organization, is this just is a team of grinders. You put your head down and you go to work. And despite all the injuries that you've had, Craig, even though you guys have been healthy that first month of the season, you're still doing it. 2.5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals in that National League Central. If you had to assess the team pretty much through the first, at the quarter pole of the season, what's your grade?
Yeah, no grades. My favorite thing about this team is that we got a bunch of guys who really love to play. And so when you talk about like the city and the grinders, showing Hunter Renfroe, like he wants to be out there every day. A bunch of guys that just love being out there and love playing and love competing. And that over a regular season, a long season, and a day game after a night game, that works, and that serves you well, and that'll continue to work. And that's to me one of the great things about this team is that the guys love to play, and when you do that, and you like the competition and you love the competition, it shows up every day.
Christian Yelich, always a topic of conversation when you talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. Going into the season, all of us experts said that in order for the Brewers to be where they want to be, Christian Yelich has to have that type of batting title year. What have you seen from his ABs?
He's been really good this year. There's no doubt he's bounced back. There's no doubt he's a different hitter than he was last year. And I still think there's more in there. So he's in a good place. I think he feels good about what he's doing. Ozzie Timmons and Connor Dawson have done a great job helping him get to this place. And there's another step in there that I think Christian thinks he has. And he's been healthy, which is critical. So as long as he's healthy and kind of able to put that work in every day, we feel like he's going to keep producing.
All right, can you tell me a little bit more about your players buying coffee and beverages for the community there in Milwaukee?
Yeah, it was a good thing. We do it every year, and we just send everybody out with a little money in their pockets and say take care of the community, take care of people that you see. Kind of pay it forward is the concept of it, and the guys love doing it, and it's a little treat for everybody that they run into kind of on a daily basis.
All right, Craig Counsell, skipper of the Milwaukee Brewers, a third game of a 3-game set against the Atlanta Braves today there at American Family Field. Thanks for your time.